How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I'm going to be doing just a side-by-side comparison between the LG Tone Infinims and the new LG Tone Actives. Now the Infinims did come out last year in 2014. The LG Actives just came out about a month or two ago, and just wanted to put them side by side because these are probably the two most premium models you can get in terms of LG's Bluetooth headsets. And so you probably have seen both and been wondering, hey, what are the big differences? And so I want to kind of go over those today. First and foremost, the Infinim's Bluetooth 3.0 on the new LG Actives, Bluetooth 4.1. So you do get a higher grade of the Bluetooth, which obviously better battery efficiency, a little bit better with the syncing with your device. So definitely it's important to know what Bluetooth compatibility or what option you do have. Now a big difference between the two is music time. So with the Infinims you do get about 14 hours, up to 14 hours of music playback, whereas on the Actives you only get about 9.5 hours. So big difference there. So obviously you're going to expect to have to charge a little bit more on the active side just because for whatever reason they didn't put as big of a battery inside. So another thing to kind of pay attention to. Now in terms of like just fun features, they both retract. So on the Infinims, or excuse me, the Actives, you just pull out just like this, and then we give it a little tug, and it just kind of retracts on its own. Now on the Infinims, we pull out like this, but there's a button on the side here that you press, and that it retracts it. And what's interesting is I love the fact that they retract, but it's a little inconvenient after a while because you have to reach up your neck to hit that button. So I do love on the newer version the fact that you can basically just give it a tug and it automatically retracts on its own. So you know, obviously to each their own. It might be something you will have to try out, but being able to just tug it is just a little bit more convenient and a little bit less effort than having to hit the button. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. Now, buttons is an important thing to go over, and that's the next thing we're going to talk about. A lot more buttons you're going to find on the Infinim model. So you do have a call button right here, and so this is, if someone calls, you can pick up that call and decline it, or basically hang up a call from here. Also, when you hold down on this, you can launch your voice search on your phone. And you do have some other fun features with the LG Tone app. So you can actually program shortcuts to people to call, or you can even call back the number that just called you just by holding down this button. Here we have our play pause. We have our volume control, which is the jog wheel. So we kind of hold it down to, you know, get that volume up and down. Also to put it on vibrate. Here we have our track volume, so track back and forward. You also have text message to actually read the text messages to you. And here we have the time, so if you hold it forward, it will actually read the time, or also tell you how good your battery is. On the, and last thing, here on the inside we do have our dedicated on-off switch right here. Now on the Actives, very different story. There are only 4 buttons in total on the whole unit. So here we have our combination power right here, and here we have our basically play pause, and I'm assuming when someone calls, this is the button you press to pick up that call. And then on the other side here, we do have our volume. So we have our volume control / our track buttons. And that's it. These are the only buttons you have on the unit. So that's a really huge difference. And again, I'll say I really do like having a dedicated on-off switch versus having to hold down this button for 2 seconds for it to turn on and off. Wasn't a big fan of that design change. Kind of wish they had just had a dedicated button for that. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is. So obviously, functional wise, you're gonna be able to do a lot more with the Infinim line, and the active line obviously is made for the person who is active, running, just out there working out, doing all those different things. Now, one other thing, and you'll notice here how there's this design change. This little lip right here, and again, when I first saw this, I was like, what is this? But this is actually for if you're lifting weights, or imagine you're on the floor and you're doing sit-ups or crunches. This is actually going to keep it from falling off of your head. So imagine this is your head. So those two little guys are basically holding it onto your neck, kind of like that. Whereas with the Infinims, I've tried to work out with a lot, and these will just fall right off your neck because there's nothing that really keeps it together, even though it's the band here is a little bit harder. If you're, you lay down to do those, curls or bench press, this is going to fall off your head. So a very specific design change for that active user, just to know that these are going to always stay on your head. Even if you're running, same thing, they're going to kind of catch on your neck just to make sure they don't come off. So again, this was just kind of the basic side-by-side. Now, one other thing to point out is in terms of music quality, the sound is going to be a little bit better on the Infinims. These speakers are powered by Harman Kardon. Not sure exactly for the actives. It doesn't say on the unit how Harman Kardon has their actual shout out right on the side of the unit here. So I'm not sure if they went with a no-name company or maybe they use their own speaker system. But sound was definitely good here, but I don't believe it peaked as high as the Infinim. So that's about it, guys. This has been just our side-by-side comparison. Really wanted to break down the facts for you of what one has versus the other. One last thing is this does have the IPX3 rating, which is basically water resistant and splash resistant as well. So again, if you're sweating, you don't have to worry about the headphones malfunctioning. And I have had some times where I was using the Infinims and did sweat a lot, and I noticed the buttons would stop working for a little while. So you shouldn't have that problem on the active line because, again, it is sweat resistant, splash resistant. They're not waterproof, so you cannot submerge them in water, but if you're sweating, you don't have to worry about it damaging the units. So obviously you can see these are really for two different customers. Again, the active user, the workout, the gym rat, all the time. This is going to be a great set. This is for the general person who wants great sound quality, wants the functionality of being able to pick up your calls, change your music, just the full range of things. This is who this is kind of catered more to. So obviously the choice is yours after you seen this video. Maybe it'd be easy for you to make your decision. But they're both great units. They both sound great. They both come in multiple colors. This does come in a black as well, and I think one other color. These do come in a blue and an orange just on the little side right here. So I hope this video was helpful, guys. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if it was helpful. Make sure you also subscribe to H2TechVideos and keep watching, alright? Have a good one.